Those are so crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
And they're not even blinking
on.
right
you
now.
Look insane.
Yeah, what do you mean, Allison? What do you mean I look insane?
Robot voice is fun.
It is.
You're doing enough.
Yeah. That's what's going to suck when...
Have we started?
Yeah, I assume we're starting. Yeah. When AI... Sorry, my vision...
I can't
these might be prescription.
Yeah.
They're readers.
Your vision. Yeah. Your vision.
Can you imagine? You're with somebody and they go, "Oh, let me put on my reading glasses," and they put these on.
They put on cyborg eyes.
A light up shield.
But what I was saying is,
really
what's gonna suck with AI, and we can only hope, and we don't know, but they will have the robot voice.
Yeah, I don't want AI to set like if we're gonna have it. I don't want it to sound like us.
No,
They already fucked up.
So disappointing.
They're already doing AI that sounds like Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
And Cal.
Ripken? You'll find it. Cal Ripken.
Cal Ripken.
They're doing a Cal Ripken. They are doing famed Baltimore Orioles shortstop Cal
kidding?
Ripken. Yes.
Yep. Not.
Orioles, that's my whole world. Those were the two celebrities.
I couldn't come up with a single other celebrity.
I watched you go from your son.
Yep.
Because that's the first person you think of.
Yep, and that's good.
And then you went, my son, why would they do my son?
Nope.
Right.
Who's a Cal you know? I know Cal Ripken.
It went Cal, don't say your son. Then it went Cal Kestis, no one knows Star Wars, Cal Ripken. Is this the guess? Let me guess. Are they Jewish?
Ding, ding, ding.
Are they Dan Perlman?
Wow.
Oh,
2 tries, man.
I thought you were guessing if Cal Ripken was Jewish. I was like, no.
Yeah. What do I say?
Michael Bublé has arrived.
Wow.
Whoa, yeah, the great Bublé is here.
Michael Bublé is in the building. I don't
What's
think.
up?
Greg does know the story. Yes, because he was included.
Oh my god.
I know the story. I was included.
Edit it out of the footage, by the way.
Edited me out.
Well, it could only be 20+ minutes.
This is another
20
classic
plus?
Perlman. A classic Perlman bullshit. A classic, hey, we're just going to do this for Greg. So
We've got a lot of angle work to do here.
For not including it.
No, we're gonna include it because you need stuff for the Criterion collection for the remastered edition, like the extended cut,
The director's cut.
the director's cut.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I sell it to Criterion, it's gonna be in that version.
Yeah, you could. I want all rights back. Revert it to me.
I don't know that we did any rights initially, but
I do not. I
Phil's
do
gonna
not
take you
allow.
to court. You don't want to be in a lawsuit with this guy, first of
No.
all.
Incredibly
No way, 'cause I
litigious.
don't
No
use the
one
normal
litigates
courts.
harder than this man right
Yes.
here.
And
What
I
were you
use-
going to say, Greg?
I don't use normal courts. I use street courts. I show up like basketball courts, and I show up to your house in a basketball uniform, and I harass you until you give me what I want.
Wow.
Street courts.
That is how we should handle disputes.
Oh, no, Greg's here in a Sean Respert jersey. You know what that means. I'm going to court.
you know,
Street courts.
Speaking of courts, sorry, I don't know how this works. Do I just
There
talk?
isn't a way.
You have an allotted time to talk, and this is not it.
Right.
The way we work with the guests is you listen to the whole thing, 45 minutes of earnest listening, and then 15 minutes, you get to talk. We get a 30-minute rebuttal.
Yeah.
And then we edit out your 15 minutes.
Yeah, and we get to talk over you the whole time.
Whole entire time. And we'd like you to get smaller in your bone body as the podcast goes out.
Yes.
Okay, shrivel and I go back up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we
Yeah.
introduce our surprise
I
guest?
don't think so.
I would like Greg to introduce him.
I would like Greg to
I
introduce
prefer not. I refuse to promote this individual.
You introduced me. I'll say how you introduced me on my album recording.
Yeah.
Because I had the whole thing.
Did you
were
edit that
like,
out too?
Well, no. I
Is it
just
on the record?
It's on. Well, I just the part where you said my name is on the record, but you did run long when you were doing the intro. But it made me laugh so hard because you were like, this man. When I found this man, he was. Not only was he just a boy, he was a little garbage boy.
Correct.
Correct.
I found him in a little trash can, and he was face up, and he's like, "I'm a little garbage boy."
That's how you introduce Dan for his album taping.
Stand behind, stand behind, stand behind.
That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
He was a little garbage boy. Look at him now. He's a garbage man.
He might be the most successful garbage man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you edit him out, though, you know?
This is I'll give some context. So,
Man, Wellbutrin is putting in overtime today on me.
Oh yeah, well, we'll do your check-in in a bit.
Woo, it's fight. It's got a fight today.
Do you want to explain it?
Explain why I was edited out?
No.
I would have edited everything else out and only shown my piece.
Dan's album recording is just you saying this is a garbage boy.
I don't think I said that. I don't remember
35
any of this.
seconds.
It
He
was
makes
really
this
funny.
stuff up.
It was really funny.
So funny we had to cut it.
I mean, it's only so many jokes before
Yeah, you can't,
man.
it's hard to follow, you know? You get your whole album.
Exactly.
Anyway, go ahead.
So wait, actually, because people don't know, maybe tell a bridge version of the whole story.
Right, so I was doing a live show. I was co-hosted at Union Hall.
Oh yeah, by show. To clarify, we showed a slideshow of both of our cats instead of hosting.
We did. We did not
It
do.
was awesome.
We did not
I
do a
was
single joke.
Yeah.
We showed a
I did
slideshow of
miss
our
that.
cats.
I was like,
And
this
then-
is Riz laying down.
And I was like, and this is Krim near my banana and my pills, and
that's comedy now.
and that was comedy. Not only was it comedy, everybody loved it.
Oh, yeah.
And then when somebody shared like,
Yeah, surprise. You guys did a cat slideshow in Brooklyn and people loved it.
right.
Shock of the year.
Right.
To people who buy tickets to see us.
Cats should be allowed anywhere babies should be. They're not those fucking people, huh? You
No.
can feel the same. Allison, none of this is for you. All of this is directed at him.
What did I
No
do?
friendly fire, Allison. Your
No.
feelings for cats, I love and
I'm
respect.
sorry I forgot my hat today.
No, this is not you. This is all him and Brooklyn. None of this for
I
you.
live there.
I took 2 trains to see you.
Brooklyn got astray. Because Perlman represents the essence of Brooklyn.
yes.
This garbage boy weasel.
Oh, do you want to put something on?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mayor of Titty
Sorry,
City.
we don't have a hat that says born snake.
Yeah. I did forget my animal carrier because it doesn't fit weasels. I kid.
Have you guys,
I kid.
Have you guys played that Giuliani audio of him yelling at the ferret man?
No.
No.
Have you never heard that?
No.
It was so great. If you gotta look it up. So when he was mayor, he had a radio show called Wake Up with Rudy or whatever, and he took calls from residents, and they'd mostly be like, "Oh, my plumbing doesn't work," and he'd be like, "Shut up," and he'd hang up on them. He's like the
love New
original
York.
Stephen A. Smith, and so then somebody called, and because they passed a bill, city council passed a bill saying you could have ferrets as pets. And
Oh,
he
yes.
vetoed,
This
and
is-
he
yeah.
vetoed
Good
the
switch.
bill because he's like, they're weasels. I don't like them.
God.
And then
They're not. They're different things.
and a guy called.
He's a weasel.
He's a weasel. He's like, "Hi, Mr. Giuliani. I'm so and so from the New York Ferrets Rights Committee." And you hear Giuliani go, "Not you again." And then he just starts yelling at him, and he's like, Giuliani's like, sir, you have a disease. You have a disease. You are obsessed with weasels. You need to consult a psychiatrist or a psychologist." He's being so mean, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's
Of
just
course
fu-
it's funny.
Man,
That's
what?
insane.
What an insane fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What a beloved character.
Yeah, America's
And-
mayor.
Then throw in the hero of 9/11 to
Yeah.
what he is now. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, just a melting racist
followed him.
Dracula.
I would have followed him anywhere. Thank God I didn't.
I know it's
know.
tough for Italian. It's tough for us
Yeah.
to break from disgraced Italians.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah, you got a
Tell you
lot.
this, and I don't care. I'll say it to the camera's face. I
You hit a camera. You hit a
I
camera.
still back Cuomo. I still back Cuomo. I'm a Cuomo home. I don't care. I am what I am. He saved my life. I'm a Cuomo-sexual.
homosexual, baby.
I'm a
God.
Cuomo-sexual, man.
What
Why
an
isn't
embarrassing
that a
part.
mesh tank top?
Yeah.
Because you see the nipple rings. You don't want to show them.
Is he the most successful nipple ring guy?
I'd
Probably.
say draws.
Was Dross the wrestler? Yeah, you said
Well,
probably.
I know who he is, and I don't know who that was, so I'd say
Good
Cuomo.
point. Yeah. Is there who else? Who else are famous nipple ring people? Or is that's
Men?
kind of
Marilyn Manson, would you say? Or?
Yeah. I don't- yeah.
Lincoln.
Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham
famous.
Lincoln?
He was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the first.
Yeah, no one talks about that. They're so
Well,
focused on ending the Civil
the
War.
top hat threw
that
it
no
off.
one really thinks
Nobody
about
wrote
the
it
He
down.
nipple
covered it
rings.
up
Yeah.
with the top hat.
Yeah.
And you know why Lincoln did that?
Why?
So he could understand slavery. His
Yes.
nipples would be imprisoned, so he
Right.
could better empathize with the plight of black people.
100%.
Smart guy.
Same thing with the big hat. Because he wanted to know what it was like to be stared at public. And people, he would walk around with this giant hat, and people would be like, "What's with that hat?" And he'd be like, "This must be what my brothers." He was the first guy to ever say brother.
That's true.
My brothers
Okay.
are going through.
This should be said. Allison wasn't here last week.
Yes.
Oh, what?
So
I wasn't-
these jokes just kind of flew.
Yeah. Yeah. No one was like pulling the emergency brake on the racism.
Allow me to recalibrate.
Yeah. I don't think that's racist. It's
No,
race.
it's weird.
No, it's just
racial.
It's racial.
It's racial.
And it's fun as hell.
it's fake history. There's
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
that's
we're,
not,
yeah,
that's
we're
not
talking
anything.
about
Yeah.
Then fake arrest me, America. My God.
Right, exactly.
Anyway,
I do want to do a Wellbutrin check-in on Greg at some point, but I do want to say something that happened to me.
Oh,
I
yeah,
met
well-
chickens.
You met chickens?
My friend in
You're sitting with 3 of them
California.
right now.
Oh, boom.
Sorry. You met 3 chickens. Go.
My friend has chickens, and I
Wow.
got to like see what that's like, and I was like, oh, they're like real pets.
Yeah.
Crazy. They pecked at my feet. I was like, this is insane. But also we ate their eggs.
they pecked at your feet.
Yes.
What's that feel like?
Not painful, but not pleasant.
Okay.
Like they came because they're trying to figure out what's food. Because
Right.
they eat. I was like, "What do you feed them?" And Siobhan goes, "Tortilla chips."
That's one of those things that you'd hate to find out feels awesome. You know,
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, I guess this
you're
is
like,
my thing
oh,
now."
I got to replicate this every day for the rest of my life.
so happy.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so.
Just to
That's-
discover that.
Yeah.
Feed them vegan chicken nuggets. Right? To freak them out a little. But then you go, don't worry, you're not doing that. You know what I mean? Like, you freak them out. You must eat your own. Then you go, don't worry, I'm not that bad.
When they get the news,
Yeah. Don't worry, guy. Don't worry, guy. There's something there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, they do feed them like meat, just not poultry.
Right.
And I was like, God, that's so weird. I'm like, I guess that's us though. Like I eat other animals.
That's all we do.
Yeah,
that's all we do.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I sometimes eat
weirdos.
vegetables, but I don't know if that's happening with the rest of you.
And everyone knows
One day a
that,
week.
man.
I do a vegetable day.
Yeah.
Vegetable hour, I call
Vegetable
it.
hour. Yes.
Yeah. I load up.
Veg hour.
What? So these are indoors, outdoors. How do you keep chickens?
Outdoors, they live outside and they kind of walk. But Siobhan was like, I'll be in the kitchen and they'll just be standing at the sliding door, like being like, what are you doing?
That's very pet-like.
No, they are like they. I
That's
was
a
like,
pet.
oh, I
Yeah.
can tell they have personalities. I don't know if I'm gonna eat chicken anymore. I'm like, oh, they're nice.
Oh,
I mean, I am.
does she?
I had
still,
some last night.
Sure. Does she still eat chicken?
Yeah,
Okay.
She's going
Yeah.
to eat them chickens. She's gonna.
You think?
no,
point.
they're really big too. They're like
pumping 'em up.
like a basketball.
Yeah, little basketball birds.
Yeah.
Do you think it's maybe? Do you think it's more wrong to eat a chicken that you know, or is it more right?
Get out.
Do you know what I mean?
This is a great point,
of course.
and it comes to my point, which I'm going to jump the shark right now, which I always say is I would eat a human, right? Because it's respectful.
Glad we got
to
here
eat
so
your friends.
fast.
Has this been tread before?
Nope.
It's been
No.
tread in my life.
It's been,
I
yeah.
talk
No.
about this constantly
Yeah,
about
yeah.
how like,
Constantly.
yeah, it's a thing I really believe.
Yeah.
I want
It's
to
one
give
of Greg's 5 pillars.
Yeah,
Yes.
the pillars of Greg. Eat me, suck me, fuck me, duck me, and to be determined.
The 5th is a Friday. Yeah.
Something else.
And the 5th to be it's TBD, to be determined.
Would you want
Player's choice.
And
It's for you.
Players choice.
and maybe give like the list of are there like 3 to 5 people in your life, like in your will, that you would say they can eat me?
My children should eat me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Sustain. I want to sustain
Yeah.
another human with your sustenance through sustenance.
Absolutely. And to know that you've nourished your child one last time.
Right. One last thing. Why you throw this away? You gonna throw that away? My wife's always like, "You gonna throw that away?"
Right.
That's my body. Don't throw
That's
that
my
away.
body. No, yes.
Can I ask
Body
something?
of Christ. He also did it too. I'm Christ-like. Allison, go.
All of a sudden, it's a press conference.
I see a hand.
Allison,
All's on the Washington Post.
Allison, it's fake news.
Anthony from Reuters.
How would you like to be served? Like just a fillet of Greg, or is it more of like a chili?
A la carte? Oh, I would say
Like what dish are we using the meat? Like
fingers
they're not
or
gonna-
fingers food.
what? I'm sorry.
Well, you know,
Finger-
appetizers, fingers, My fingers
Like
will be
finger food.
appetizers.
Like okay,
bread- like
okay. So you
breadsticks.
want to be like
Finger
a little
food.
Greg in a blanket?
little Greg in a blanket.
I mean, that's not a bad way to be.
Yeah.
Anthony DeVito, Bloomfield Life.
Yes, yes, yes.
What's a 9-course Greg look like?
Yeah.
Ooh, great question.
It's hard because I kind of want to be. I want to be served at a restaurant where they say, "If you could eat the whole Greg." You get a T-shirt. you don't gotta pay for it. If you eat the whole Greg, you don't gotta pay for me.
Put your picture up on the
ate a
wall.
whole Greg,
I ate
and
the
all I
whole
got-
Greg.
That's fun. That really paints a picture of the kind of restaurant you're envisioning being served in.
Yeah.
Ground round.
Yeah.
I really,
Ground round.
I
Bring the
really
ground
get
round back.
the
Yes.
entire aesthetic and the vibe now.
Totally.
Yeah,
Right.
not a
Shells on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do want
Erotic photo hunt in the back.
over the speakers to be playing podcasts I've been on. I want a full Greg experience. You eat me, you hear me, you smell me.
Oh, and this
All
is your
the things.
funeral, or is this just unrelated?
This is weeks later.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Weeks.
salt, you've been salt cured, I'm sure.
Yeah. Throw me on ice.
Weeks.
You know, have your time without me. But
circle back.
to get back to your chicken, I mean, I think that like the greatest thing is like I eat you out of respect for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, that's what some cultures used to do. Don't ask me which ones I don't remember.
What are
but I
the-
remember reading it once that some cultures
Oh.
would do that.
Then that's fact.
Then that's a fact.
One of them cultures that wears like a leaf on their penis running around the ocean.
The ocean.
You know, right around the ocean.
You know, like motherfucking Avatar type. What's wrong with you? You know, it's some fucking Navi shit, dude. Some blue people nonsense, bro.
You know? Cough on them, kill their whole family. Give them a blanket. Fuck their whole season up. Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
oh, we're back to the story. You're doing the buble, the cat slide.
You
show.
got chickens.
Oh, so we did.
Yeah,
we did-
that was it. I just
so-
met some chickens. That was
Yeah.
kind of the whole thing.
So I
No,
did-
but look where we went with that.
Amazing.
How wonderful
we got,
you,
we got
you
eat the
said
whole
it.
Greg.
we got
so,
the whole thing.
Eat the whole
back
We
to
did.
so we do a slideshow of cats after the show.
Yes, and then this attractive woman like runs up to me after, and I'm like, "Ah, boy, she's gonna make me like date her or something," you know?
Oh, what a
and,
nightmare.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'm sure you get this all the time. You look exactly like Michael Bublé."
Right.
And
And how had you gotten that before?
I had never gotten that in my life.
Did
Rightfully
you
so.
Yeah.
at that time? Did
Yeah.
you know what Michael Bublé looked like?
Only because she'd already
I didn't-
pulled up
yeah.
photos of him on her phone because she was showing her husband before that. And so basically she was looking for a Bublé impersonator for her mom's 60th birthday. She hadn't been able to find one for less than 10 grand. My Bublé rate is $8,000. So it works
all know
out.
that.
Yeah, that's just the street value of a
yeah.
Bublé impression.
That's all
Sorry.
over the internet.
Yeah,
That's been on Demois more than a few times.
yeah. You are clear about your rates.
And so I did it. So I did a whole thing. And so Anthony helped me do character prep.
Yeah.
Libby bailed. And I zoomed with Greg, who was posing as a
What a
fake
dick.
Bublé impersonator.
You come here to our podcast.
Late, by the way.
Yeah, late.
And he's got to leave to take a phone call at 12:30.
Well, it's about
Christ.
12:30 now.
I don't think I've
I
really
say you can get the
Change the
fuck out,
clock.
I
dude.
don't think I've really done anything wrong here.
I mean, editing me out. I mean, I gave him an hour away from my
Now,
children.
let's bring this up.
Yeah.
'Cause- Okay, now you got
Back
to
to this.
Libby.
And it wasn't my character idea. It was his idea.
No, it was my idea. No, it was my fault. It was nothing.
Release the footage.
I'll
Release the Greg cut.
I will release the Greg cut. I will release the Greg cut.
You're gonna sue your ass off.
The reason I was
Release it and get sued because that's what you deserve.
so I had Greg play.
Look at him power through.
I had
gotta
Greg-
say this about Perlman, man. He is unfazed.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
alarming.
Screaming at him.
I had Greg. If you don't think I've been screamed at a million times, if you don't think that was years of my work life. No, so I had Greg play a retired Michael Bublé impersonator named like Johnny Salami, or I forget what the guy's name was.
Fuck off.
It was
And I was a Neil Diamond impersonator.
That's right.
Oh.
And
What
he
was
said
you
a-
would know if he watched
He
it.
said a million. I was right there. I said, he said a million funny things. I said, when did you start impersonating Bublé? He said, a week after he started.
Well, I knew.
he said, when you're impersonating him, he's like, if you ever want a moment to yourself, just say, this next one is an original. And they'll all stop listening.
A moment, also a moment for yourself in
That's so
public.
funny.
You're like, just stop listening. I need to do something here, but I'm not going to leave the room. I'm going to keep holding the mic.
Yeah, just like mentally, like
Mentally.
a mental
What
moment.
if a Bublé original is just like tomatoes, 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 tomatoes?
I would imagine they're not real words. He's just going. He doesn't know how to do. This is why I do covers. I can't do words.
Stop making me do this. I don't know words.
You said, if you're ever doubting yourself, just remember, you're here because they like white people. That's why they like Bublé. That's why they like you.
Not wrong.
And I'm not one of these guys that does these jokes. You know, I'm not. This is not my. I'm a New Jersey comedian.
100% Cuomo-sexual.
I'm a Cuomo-sexual. But I will say, if you like Michael Bublé, it's because you like a handsome white man and you want to see him sing. That's really it.
That's
I
it.
don't
'Cause
even-
every song he sings has been sung better by 10 to 12 black artists.
Yes.
Every single one.
Yes.
But you don't
Yeah.
want it for that. You
No.
want the Chris
Canadian.
Hallmark, happy
I gotta
Canadian
push back
version.
on this. I
What?
gotta push back on this.
Go
I don't
ahead.
know that that's true. He's a Sinatra guy.
He is a Sinatra guy.
What
He
does
doesn't
that
really
mean?
do. I don't know that
A
Bublé
crooner?
does.
A crooner
Black
type?
artists.
Well, Feeling Good is his big one, and that's the one that I had to sing. And that's a Nina Simone song.
oh, I only know it from myself. I know I do it. And once I started doing it, I said, no one's ever done this.
He's covering me there. You're like, Bublé covered Sinatra and me,
Yeah.
and maybe Tony Bennett.
Right, Feeling Good. I forgot. Jack the Knife. Okay, so.
But it didn't make that cut because it was the one thing, and I fucked up. Everything else in it is real, but you are Greg, and so I worried everybody would question
Totally.
If anything else was
if
true.
everything else was made up
That makes
because I
sense.
made up
Get it.
one thing.
Nobody knew
It had nothing
until
to do.
right now. My acting was so good, you wouldn't even see my face.
But
because
you're-
my face changes physically when I act.
You're a recognizable figure.
Not when I'm in character.
You just turn it off.
Do you know how
Yeah.
many times Greg has done an audition and then he's spun around and go, Greg, nice to meet you. And they go, what?
Whoa! Where'd you come from?
How did you get in here?
Yeah.
The door's
We
locked.
just had another guy in here.
Where'd the other guy go?
Well, it's an honor to have Bublé here on
Thank
the
you
pod.
so
Yeah.
much.
But
Thank you
then
so
you got to
much.
tell us what happened, so you went and did it.
Yeah, so nobody
You
has
got
to
to
watch
finish
this
the
video.
story.
You're trying to steal all the views for
gonna
this.
release it. And we'll do a
Okay.
collab.
So you're holding on to what happened
Okay,
for the
yeah.
release?
Okay,
I think that's fair.
You could if you want.
I mean, I'll just so I did the gig and I fucking crushed.
Yeah.
They told me to lip sync and I was like, I think I'm gonna sing.
That's right.
And then and
Respect.
I met my old singing teacher and she was like, do not sing. And then I was like, I think I'm gonna sing. And then I sang. And then I saw a cell phone video of my singing because first of all, they all stood up. You guys saw the cell phone footage, standing ovation. And so I was like, wow, I did pretty good. And you can't really hear it from the cell phone video. But
Right.
then I heard the actual footage. I'm not great.
No, you're
No,
all
of
right.
course you're
That
not.
was, you blew out the mic. I've seen,
I did blow out
sorry to
the
break
mic.
the fourth wall, but you blew out the mic. Julie and I had to check our speakers on our TV. It was, yeah.
It's not. Listen to me. Because this is you're now talking to someone who this is his life.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's not about the voice.
Yes.
It's about the heat.
It's
about
absolutely
the
right.
performance.
You're
it's about
absolutely
rocking
right.
and fucking rolling.
You're absolutely
If they
right.
wanted Michael Bublé, they'd put on a YouTube video of Michael Bublé.
That's absolutely right.
Absolutely right.
You, that,
No need to tell me.
No.
I'm telling you.
I'm just agreeing. I'm just yes and
No need to agree.
Okay. Cool.
Sit there and take it. Sit there and be yelled at in a positive way.
Absorb it.
Don't you dare enjoy what I'm saying. Just internalize anger underneath.
I did sit. That's the thing about this. This is that's me a little annoyed. Yes, it was a character we did, but 99% of the things I said on that video were true from my days of doing karaoke 6 days a week.
I'm gonna include in a thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just
Right, I wanna hit
in that thing that he watched like within that story. But I'm 100% posting it. It's so funny. You are so funny in it.
Well.
You're so funny.
Now I feel a little better.
Look at him. You know when that head bobs?
Okay, now you can leave,
Yeah,
Dan.
you know when that head does a little bob, that's a satisfied Greg.
Yep.
Satisfied, Greg. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not just. It was true. It was just so funny. It was just my own tonal, like whatever with it. But and then multiple people after, because of what you said, it's all about the energy of it. Multiple people. I don't even know if I told you this. Thought I was Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Of course. I think you are now.
This woman
Is this
walks,
the voice?
This woman walks up to me and she's like, "What is your Instagram?" And I'm in character, so I'm like, "It's at Michael Bublé," because they wanted me to hang out in character. And she gives me her phone with Instagram open. She's like, "Wait, what do you mean?" And I type in Bublé's Instagram. She looks at the Instagram and looks at me, and she's like, "It's really you?" And then she looks at her husband. She's like, "It's really him. It's really Michael Bublé." And then the husband, he's looking because he's clearly like, "I don't think it is," but he's just insecure enough to not
Yes,
call it
of
out.
course.
He doesn't want to embarrass himself in front of Michael Bublé.
Right.
That's
Let me
where
say this.
Bublé lives, in that perfect place.
When I
Yeah,
used to
where
yes.
everybody's like, I don't know what he looks like.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a
Like,
photo of him and I
no.
still don't know what he looks
Like,
like.
yeah, you could squint and you're like, I guess.
Yeah.
You feel like an idiot because you know the name, so you feel like you should know what he looks like. So you could say I'm him, and they're just
Yeah.
like, all right, I wouldn't think he'd have like a cone on his head.
Yeah, and like, and no
He's
one,
a fun guy. I don't
and
know.
no one wants to like look at a photo of Bublé and look at you and be like, well, you look like shit.
Yeah, what,
Yeah.
you know what
like,
happened?
Like, oh, you looked better in this photo. You kind of look like garbage now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't shave. It's like you just didn't shave.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you got shorter somehow in real life.
Yeah.
I guess the camera
Makeup
adds-
is incredible.
I love the idea that you wouldn't shave for this, and the lady is so in her head about it that you wouldn't shave that she goes, ladies and gentlemen, your next performer, you know him. Also, he didn't shave. Michael Bublé with a beard.
First of all, we knew this would happen. She did not introduce me as Michael Bublé, and we prepped for this.
Yeah.
We feared this would happen.
What did
because
she
when
say?
people, we've done enough comedy shows with people who don't know how to organize comedy shows.
Oh my god,
where they're like,
it's almost all of them now.
yeah, and they're like, and they're like,
Maniacs are
okay.
like, come do this. And
And
it's like, I guess.
now we a comedian, and then you just have to like wander up there or whatever. But she introduced it. She's like, and speaking of Marie's favorite singer, and they had not been speaking of Marie's favorite singer. She just
They'd been eating.
Did they pay you the $8,000?
yeah. I woke up.
made
I woke up to a Zell.
Angry again. The things I
Did
gotta
you
do.
pay Greg?
Greg slams 100 Wellbutrin.
Right. Also, paid nobody from the filming of his thing.
Everybody's getting paid.
It was
I got
non-union.
I got a burrito.
no. Everybody's getting a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Nice.
just got to go through the channels.
How
So we're
little.
all getting a watch.
Yeah, we get the smiles that it brings us.
Yes.
Everyone's
Dan pays you in joy.
Yeah.
Buble bubbles. No, that's all. The checks are in the
It's
mail.
not, it's not like, take the money, it's good. It's not like anybody needs it. It's not like some of us have 2 kids, had to leave the city because they couldn't afford to live here anymore.
First of all,
but don't worry, I gave you my time. Okay? I could have given my children, my wife, my life
if it makes you feel
to be cut. It's all right. Go ahead. Thanks for coming to the podcast.
no, I can see why it would seem annoying from your perspective.
Yeah, hang on, my Venmo just went off. Nope, it wasn't. That was something else. Yeah, anyway.
What was it?
Why did you tell him he was cut out? You didn't have to tell him he was cut out. He was never going to watch the thing.
I was
But look at
100%
us
gonna
now,
watch
man.
that
This
thing.
thing is
But
this
this
thing
is cooking.
This thing is. You know how many shorts? You know how many YouTube shorts we're gonna make on this?
No,
Everything's
Yeah.
been a short.
Yeah.
We're captioning live.
my new.
Has anyone done the first Netflix special with live captioning? So wait, you were gonna ask Greg? You got hung up 6 days a week.
Yeah, sorry. When did you do karaoke 6 days a week?
Oh, I mean, this is a while. This is a truthful story.
And also, it's very frustrating.
Phone,
We have
get it out
talked.
of here. We're on a podcast right now.
That was risky.
That was I know.
Yeah,
I saw your
risky.
face be like, I've done it. I hope this doesn't land glass up.
I might have to pay for this. It's okay. It's comedy.
It's worth it.
About to not be able to be mad at the dock short anymore.
Oh no, a real thing.
This is. Well, I'm trying not to hold back.
We've
anymore.
left the bit world. No, be free. Be free. Karaoke 6 days a week.
One, we've talked like I'm like, oh, we should talk about impersonators. We've talked about impersonators in Talktown. Like we've already.
I'm sure that's an early thing we had.
We already got on that, and it's like karaoke. And I'm like, we kind of also already did karaoke with movie scene karaoke.
Movie scene
That's
karaoke.
right.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so you
Isn't
can
it?
just go and do a movie scene instead of a song. But I want to hear more just about the personal life of Greg, the karaoke artist.
So there's multiple layers, but I'll give you the quick one.
All right.
Was
No, you
that I know. Even this won't be long. I bombed so bad doing stand-up comedy that I stopped.
Okay.
But I was not drinking at the time. I still was straight edge at the time. But I clearly had a problem. So I would just do. I was driving up and down New Jersey every night doing karaoke. Sometimes as Gus Dakota, which was his character, we would do.
Yeah.
But mostly just having to. I had friends that karaoke friends. We would all be going to the same places. These people were maniacs. They had
of course.
crazy names. We knew who was doing what songs.
Vinny Oki.
Larry Oki.
Larry.
Yeah,
There are a lot of Okies.
Common theme in New Jersey
Yeah, yeah.
karaoke of a certain generation was adding Oki at the end of your Italian name.
Yeah, that makes sense.
People don't realize Steve Aoki came from the karaoke world.
Did you say Steve Aoki? I'm sorry, I walked all over that. That's so funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was like we knew who did what. We would like, I would talk to him and be like, "Are you gonna do Bring Me to Life by Evanescence? We can't open with that. I'll do my Neil."
We can't open with
Full
that?
show,
full
man.
show,
Man.
Wow.
full show.
What was the song you enjoyed doing and did the most?
I had a set list.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my big closer. So as much as I would do a ton of Neil Diamond because that was fun. But
That's fun.
mostly it was
Well, your
America?
vocal range, I will say this, and I almost never you will hear me compliment Greg. Greg does Neil
Another reason
Diamond
I'm
better
on
than
Lil
Neil
Butrin.
Diamond.
I believe it.
It's
I believe
it's
it.
an
Well,
added element of like self-awareness
right.
that I think throws it over the top that
Wow.
Neil Diamond doesn't have. But having watched Neil Diamond, you can do Neil Diamond better than him because you can up the ante because you know how ridiculous he is.
Neil Diamond.
Yes.
This is like a story that I don't tell a lot of people. Neil Diamond. I was doing karaoke on the road. Neil Diamond showed up because he heard what I was doing.
I was like,
And
Greg
he
saying the
said,
exact Neil Diamond pitch that only other. It's like dogs hearing other dogs.
yeah, a bat signal for maniacs.
LA's fine. The sun shines most of the time. Let's taste. The taste. Just like a little bit.
Just a little, a taste of Greg, which is a different
Well, I'll tell
restaurant.
you this: I'm full.
So I do Neil. Mostly clothes on Torn by Natalie Imbruglia because I made it my own.
It's a great. Yeah.
I had a rock and
I think
roll
that's-
version.
I think that's nice. You make it your own.
Yeah.
I like
It's
that.
huge, man. He's on the ground. He's on his knees.
Oh.
Screaming.
What would be mostly physical to make it your own?
No. So Natalie Imbruglia is I can touch on Torn.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
Right.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Totally.
I like that.
He's pulling curtains off
Yes.
the windows.
I
It's
like
amazing.
that. Make it your own is just do the whole thing at a 10.
Yeah. I don't know how this
You're not
happened, but I was doing separate ways with my friend Taco, and I don't know how. Somehow we ended up behind the stage. There was a curtain, and there was a rope, and Taco and I swung through the rope through the curtain into at the Village. Idiot? It was called the Village Idiot down a block. I don't know if I'm making this up in my head.
Village Idiot.
But we came through a rope. There was a rope and a swing, and we were doing Separate Ways by Journey, and people were losing their fucking
course.
minds.
Yeah. It wasn't. It's now. It's called Asylum. Was it Asylum
It was
then?
Asylum.
Okay.
And that's the night I did karaoke so hard I threw up outside.
That's right. I would love to say that's a lie, but I did see
No,
it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Didn't even drink.
You weren't drinking.
Nope.
So it truly
Just
was
Karaoke
the diamond.
hard.
I literally we did Separate Ways so hard.
Yeah.
Walked off stage, said hello to no one, walked right out store and threw up on the street.
That's crazy.
I
You
would like to have seen
diamond
that.
too
And
much.
this is the man you edited out.
I know. Speaking of the truth.
Ruthless.
I remember we would do these names sometimes. I think we also did it for karaoke, that they would progressively get more sexual.
Yeah.
So it was
yeah, that
it
was a fun
like
bit.
It was like the first song would be like, oh, I got all right, doing whatever. I can't think of a fucking song.
This is 20 years ago, back
Yeah.
when this is a really funny joke.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it was
You know
like
what I mean?
two men, right? And then it was like two great friends. And then the third song was like two men in love. We would progressively become more in love with each other.
romantic. Yeah. It was
I
fun.
like that it's not sexual, it's romantic.
Yes.
That sounded like partnership, not fucking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was nothing sexual about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think they probably were like, I think by the second one they were like, oh, a different group that's a take on whatever.
Yeah.
And then by the third one they were like, we get it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
the next artist you would add to your karaoke repertoire? Someone that you didn't get the chance to cover.
Well, right now, this is a
Great question.
Great question. Because I'm dealing with this a lot, and I set up my microphone
what?
in my
What do you mean dealing with this a lot?
Dealing with this
That's crazy. That is a crazy sentence. You're dealing with this a lot?
Yeah, because
In what way, Greg?
There's a niche, a power, a man inside me who needs to get out.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
my skin is like bursting.
Right.
Can I say this? You know, it's so funny if someone goes like, trans are like, oh, I'm a man, but there's a woman. Is there
Yeah.
a man who's like, there's another man inside? There's an even bigger man inside me. There's an straighter man in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a crooner inside me.
There's a crooner
You
inside
can come
me.
out as a crooner. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
And he can't get out. And he's like screaming. And here's the thing, is I've leveled
Help
up.
me out. I'm locked inside. I'm locked inside a skin prison.
Skin Prison is a good song. Skin Prison is a
All
song.
right.
I always say Nathan Lane is inside me. There is
Yes,
a Nathan Lane inside
I think
of me.
Nathan Lane is. Yes,
And I can't-
I see that.
And he's screaming. But I have gotten into the National.
Right.
And
Yes.
he's very much in my vocal range.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
enjoy singing him. But the next level for me is to be complete, to do it not as a joke, to do karaoke completely serious.
Right.
To do the National with all of my heart, sing it so fucking straight. Who
Yes.
knows? And people go, who is that guy? Like, that's when you evolve to a real karaoke artist. When people go, that
Yes.
guy's got problems.
Yes,
That's where I want to be.
that is kind of the high end of karaoke is people being worried.
That's
I think you're right.
the
It's
full
not
dream.
people being
Not
impressed
impressed.
is more worrisome. People being worried, you're 100%
Then you know
right.
what
Yes.
you're
You know
you're
what
onto
you're doing.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy to go up there and go, I'm going to be funny, right? Whatever,
Yeah.
funny. It's not even that funny. What's hard is I'm going to pour my heart out into a
Sincerity.
song someone else wrote in front of, and I'm here by myself. You know
This
what I mean?
that was my favorite late night performance anyone's ever done. Maybe I told you it's Andy Kaufman. He goes on Letterman like in the 80s, and he does this stupid dance. He's in like a diaper and a turban,
Yeah.
and he does this some like ridiculous dance and sword swallows. But then he puts that away and he puts on a fake Mexican mustache and pulls out a guitar and sings Rosemary, like that old
Yeah.
Slim Whitman song. And he sings, and people are laughing at first, but then he sings it so fucking well and sincerely and earnestly that everybody stops laughing, and you forget that he's wearing a diaper and a turban and a fake Mexican mustache, and he just gets roaring ovation at the end. And it's such an amazing performance because you're just like, wow, he committed so hard. He's like, I dare you to not take this seriously.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you everything to laugh at, but I dare you to not just be like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
And he did it.
I kind of don't want to talk about this because it's something I was working on, but I've been making this song with this guy. We've been working on stuff, and I go, we've been making all these like funny, like silly night cream type songs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went, no, the next joke is let's put everything we have into writing the saddest song ever written and no jokes.
Yeah.
We make it no jokes, but the only way to do that is to actually write it. Like I have to.
Well,
write
yes.
like I have to. So I'm like thinking, I'm putting myself through hell with my wife. What's the hardest I've ever been through to do a bit, right? And I'm explaining that to this comedian I'm sitting with, and he goes, "Yeah, I did that once." That's what he just said. And I went,
Great.
man, fuck you, dude.
Well,
I
that's
need to know who
that's
that
just-
was when we're done.
That's just that's a certain personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
There are
fun ruiner.
Those comics that would do that, where it's like
I
they
did
can't say that's a good bit. They have to be like, "Oh yeah, I was thinking about doing a bit about that."
Yes.
I've been
Yes.
telling
Oh,
Greg
the
to
worst.
stop having lunches with Hassan Minaj, but he won't. He won't. He loves these salads too much.
I know.
He makes
Emotional
a
truth.
great cob.
Yeah.
You said you had some stuff,
Oh yeah, I had some stuff. I just had I had some ideas.
and we should touch on a Talktown thing at some point. But if we could get
Oh,
it,
yeah,
if
let me
we have it
see
in
if I got
through
a-
one of your stuff.
a Talktown thing in here. Oh, this is what I was thinking. You know how athletes will have like a private chef, or celebrities in general will have that. What about a social media chef? Like if you can get they curate your algorithm for the day, so it's like a healthy algorithm for you.
Oh, like a nutritionist for your algorithm.
Exactly.
Yes,
This
that's
is not a
basically
bad
what
idea.
he said.
Yeah, but I didn't say it as him. And we all
said it
know
as me.
Talktown rules.
Talktown rules.
It's not an idea until Greg says it.
I gotta say it out loud. So don't wait for me to process it. As if I came up with it. It's a great idea I just had. No, I thought you meant something. Fuck you guys.
What did you think I meant?
What did you think?
It's fine.
No, I love this idea, but they could literally do this for us if they didn't want to. But they like killing us. These social media companies love burning our brains, keeping
Yes.
us there. They know more about me mentally. You don't even therapists. They should be like, hey man, we're looking at what you clearly have mommy issues.
Yeah.
Here's some mommy fucking videos.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that therapists should be able to see your algorithm.
Wow, that's great.
Right.
Which is basically what you're driving towards, I think.
Oh. So maybe we all do it a little bit. Maybe we all like to hear our own voices.
Yeah, man. To echo what Allison said. No, that's really interesting.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, I see you're watching a lot of, beheadings or like whatever bad. And it's
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
oh.
it's
well,
okay. You can
like-
tell us what you're watching.
I guess we should talk about butts.
Right. It is not my porn sites.
Maybe we should devote some time
Oh yeah.
to
Seems like it's weighing
to great
on you.
asses.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Greg?
Well, my porn sites, it's like gets to a thing where it's like, hey, I think you like this, and I didn't know I liked it, and then I do. Like the other day, it was like teacher, stuck in a garbage can.
They'll do a heat check.
Short people that aren't
I've gotten these.
midgets.
I watched one of them. You go, not for me, but thanks for offering. They do a heat check with you.
In a garbage can.
Well, they've been on a roll lately.
Yeah,
So
they do.
maybe-
They go. Well, usually people, and then you go, okay, I'll watch it. Then I go, not for me, and they go, we had to try.
Yeah.
But then it was-
Somebody, it's gonna work on somebody one day.
Yeah, exactly. And you
We're
want
trying to
if you
find
didn't
that
like
person.
yeah, and if you didn't like this, you don't want to know where it was gonna go. So
But yeah, what comes after this?
You
not
were
for
about
you.
to push on a portal. You had no idea what was on the other side of that.
But it hit me. It was like all the things I liked, and then it went hot men with great dicks, and it was like, but straight. So it found me this porn site of men, like hot men with big dicks.
What
that
are they doing
straight.
with them?
They're
Just
fucking
standing?
women.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And I
that's-
was like, I
that's just
do think
sex? That's straight sex.
Not all the way back to the
No.
beginnings
It's
of porn.
Yes,
It's
yes.
packaged
The
all
concept of
porn.
two people fucking.
The way he packaged porn as if it's like a brand new. He's like hot men with great dicks, and they're fucking women with them. And I'm like, right.
Snake oil salesman.
Laugh it
But
up.
this
Have
is-
fun.
This is-
Enjoy your teasing.
But that's a great businessman. Because what the best businessmen do is they reinvent a thing that's already a thing,
Yes.
and they
Now-
say it revolutionarily, and then they get $2 billion to do
This
it.
is great that we're going this way. That's a fun laugh we had, but it's different. This thing it's like it knows. It's like a taste of gay, right? It's like I enjoy a
Then
certain
all-
type of man with a big old fucking good looking dick, not a weird dick, a good dick with abs. And I'm like, yeah, all right. I think I like that better. Mostly used to be like all on the woman. Whoever shows up, shows up.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you're
I
saying,
see what you mean.
you're
So
saying,
it's-
see, I'd usually
okay,
be
so-
uglier men.
Or whatever. Or is it that little boy guy? You know that little boy guy? He's always around. I hate that little boy guy. He's like shows up at all the, porns.
little boy guy?
He's like a little boy guy. He's like a guy.
Stop
who looks-
saying little boy guy.
I know. He's a
talking about
guy.
porn.
He's a guy.
Okay.
But he like clearly looks like a younger boy. He's
I
in the
haven't seen him.
Jordy.
I've not run into this.
Alex, can you look
Yeah,
up a
his name's
Jordy?
Jordy something.
Okay.
He's
All right.
like
Jordy's his name?
Yeah, he doesn't
Oh,
really speak-
adorable.
he
I
doesn't-
love this guy.
Yeah, he doesn't really speak
So
English.
he'll
Jordy
play
the
like
boy
a
guy.
pizza
Jordy
delivery
the
guy
boy
and stuff like
guy.
that.
No, he's always like, "Hey, mommy, what is going on?" And she's like, "Get out of
Okay,
here." That's
what?
the voice he has. That's the voice he has.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's a little boy guy.
How old is he?
Oh,
No, he's
man.
old enough.
Did you just
God
Google-
hopes.
You just
Old
Googled-
enough, you never want to answer like that. First of all.
Yeah.
Did you just
No,
search
you want to say a
Jordy?
number.
And I would argue that I don't like him. He just shows up in all the porns because he's like a big time
And
porn
you're already
star.
in it, so it's
Right.
kind of like, I don't
But if
know.
I like the girl, I hear for her, and this
Right.
guy showed up. No,
Right.
You know, give me a stallion.
Give me a buck.
I want a stud.
Yeah.
Give me a buck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I like a little gay. And I say this, I physically, and it is
Every week.
every week, but I'm back. Because the Wellbutrin has changed me back again. Because I was shying from this, but no, I'm going full fucking throttle. I am the first ever man, and I'll say it with confidence, to physically make himself gay. And I am starting an army. It's true now because I'm now watching porns with big old dicks. Right? I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
And that's it. I'm over it. All right. Because this woman left a comment. Sorry.
Yeah, no, this all
Woman
connects.
No,
left
this
a comment.
connects.
Made me
This is
so
great.
mad.
It's great. Don't
Well, she-
apologize.
On that clip about me saying I want to turn a straight man gay.
Yes.
They take it like, oh, look at the confidence of a straight man. No, that's not what it's about. That's the adventurer. I'm not a cocky man. I'm a fucking scientist. I'm Magellan. I'm a conqueror. I am going places people are afraid to go.
Magellan.
Yes, dude.
Now the layman would say, sure, he's gay. I'm not gay. I'm physically becoming something else. I'm changing my DNA.
Like a Ben Gesserit.
I want to go down. I want to go town to town on an old horse and carriage. But look, behold the man who has changed his sexual orientation through sheer force of will.
So can I ask?
Race is next. Go ahead, Dan.
Once you get
I
there,
fear I won't live long enough.
That's my only fear.
Yeah, that's my only fear about this coming to fruition. Is you're gonna die first.
once you get there, say let's flash
And
forward.
we'll also go, he was so close. He was so close.
There's a tint of his skin. I swear it's slightly olive.
As we chow down
As we
on the
all eat.
9-course Greg.
Yeah. Die in Aruba after 9 days laying in the sun. Just trying to make it happen physically.
So let's
Okay, I see. Yeah.
He jumped a little bit.
Yeah,
Let's
no, it's an A to L.
Go ahead.
let's flash forward 6-8 months when you turn yourself gay.
You
What's
mean 6 months ago?
okay? What's the next step?
Nothing. You just live. You've conquered it.
What's wrong with you?
You know? You go. See you later, Dan.
Bye.
He's going to take
you
a phone call.
I've never seen a man
Insane.
ask
An
a question
insane
and
way
then
to be a
just
guest.
leave. The answer
He did tell
is you know when you discover new cities, you don't live in those cities. You move on to new cities. My idea
Why
here
wouldn't
is
you live in the city? That's
you just discovered it.
because you're a discoverer. You're a
all right. So you're all
because
about finding stuff.
it's just adding new ranks. You know what I mean?
You're
know?
not an explorer. You don't
I'm
know this
not.
stuff.
I'm really not. I'm
know.
very much. I'm here. That's
Pretty
enough.
sure it went Columbus, Magellan. There was no Nancy.
Right. And I just
How women can't explore.
Well, they weren't allowed to.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sucks too because, and this is what I really like about it is I'm doing all this, but Trump is getting rid of all the DEI. So anyone who would have the idea that maybe I'm only doing it for the diversity thing to get a Netflix show, it means nothing to me. I don't need it. It's just to become new, and I will be trans at 85 years old.
I don't think there is a person out there who would go, I think Greg is trying to get a show out of this.
Yeah.
I think that's the last
The
thing.
last thing.
I think they go, we're so worried about Greg, we can't even see to there.
Yes.
I mean, not getting new faces really changed my life. I'll make myself gay out of sheer force.
Well, then I'll make myself a new face.
From the inside.
Yeah, and I hate to double down on this every week, but it's just those comments make me. They're so. It's like to call that gets. It's so bullshit. It's so layman. It's so below me to call me straight. It's like, I was straight when I was 5. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Grow up.
Grow the fuck
Grow
up.
Children are straight.
You have no
Yeah.
idea what I'm working on over
Men
here.
are women.
Yes, man. And also, to say I have confidence is also crazy.
That was the part that I.
Yeah,
that was the
yeah,
part that
that's
I was
the
like, you
word.
really don't know Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you also got to understand these are just clips. So you're just seeing this isolated piece.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you're just watching quickly on social media, you're going, I get what this is.
Yeah.
But if you see the whole hour surrounding it, you would be like, it's so much deeper and
Yes.
darker and more disturbing
There's
more
and
disturbing.
confusing than what you think.
Way more going on below the surface.
Yeah.
And-
I wish it was just that.
Yes. I wish it was just a confident man being like, I could make a straight man gay. But no, it is a twisted world.
It is a
of
man-
mental illness.
It is a man in his basement looking in the mirror going, you're gay. You're gay.
Yeah. I know I say it. I don't believe in constraints. Being straight
No, I
edge.
know.
When I was straight edge, I was like, I'm not going to do drugs. And then once I stopped being straight edge, I went, why have any label? Be anything.
Okay.
Live a world, Be everything, be nothing.
Yeah, I think most people
Yeah.
would just stop there.
Yeah.
Whereas you've gone, I can apply this principle
Yes.
to changing my biology.
Yes.
Yes.
Which
On
no
a
one,
cellular level.
through sheer will, through no real action or
Yes,
science, but
just-
just through Kobe Bryant will in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
They're going to look back on me as a legend one day. I'm just ahead of this curve.
Yeah. I think we're almost out of time, probably.
I think we're probably about 45, 50.
51?
51.
I
Perfect.
gotta say,
Cruising.
I'm in a seat that I don't normally sit in.
You like it.
Usually you are in the middle. I now understand the pressure you've been under to look at both of us. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
That really, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like going back
Yeah.
and forth.
This is easy.
It's a
I'm
breeze.
just screaming at
now,
everybody.
So now you see the relaxed confidence that being on the outside can have.
Right.
Yeah, I don't ever. Yeah,
I think that next episode you sit in the middle.
Okay,
and
yeah, I was
and
gonna say-
experience the kind of the responsibilities of this seat.
And
Yeah,
we'll
I
name
think
the
it's
episode
fair to take
Anthony's
a turn.
in the middle seat.
Yes.
Oof,
man.
yes.
Call it the
Oh
hot
my God,
seat.
that's a great the hot
The
seat.
hot seat. It
But,
really is.
Yeah.
Because on the outer edges, man, you're cruising.
You're
I got my feet up.
Oh,
I'm
you're
having a great
relaxed.
time, man. I'm on
You're-
vacation right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
but-
also, real quick, one quick addendum. I apologize to the last thing, and then we'll be done with it. Whoever.
Sure.
My lifestyle things is also about. When someone says, "I fear no beer," that's how
Never
I want to
heard
be
someone-
sexually. I fear no beer.
And well, you reduced this to a T-shirt I've seen at a bar.
Yeah,
I
that's-
fear no beer.
I fear no
fear no
queer.
beer.
That's who I am. That might not be. We could have ended before.
I fear no queer is gonna ruffle some feathers.
Yeah.
Why? It's It's not homophobic.
I understand that.
I know
Homophobia is fearing of
you
gay.
know that.
We know that.
I know that.
We know that. The average person that sees you walking around New Jersey won't know that.
Right. When that gay guy looks at you and goes, "Hey, what is that supposed to mean?" You just kiss him on the lips. And then they go, "Oh, that's what that means."
That's your
Terry.
answer. Sexual assault.
Yeah. Terrific.
Assault.
Terrific.
If you see it coming, you go in slow. They have every moment to put your finger
You can
on
say
their lips.
no. You can say no. You can say no. You can say no.
You think I'm coming in? Yes. Landing gear up, landing gear down. Kiss you right on the crown, on the forehead. Sorry. Wellbutrin, I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it
no,
is-
I
there
like-
is a
I like
noticeable
Wellbutrin,
difference.
Greg.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like it. You're not. You're in. You're more in control.
Yeah.
Like
I was never in control.
No.
That's a
Yeah.
43.
Any modicum of control is more than what was happening.
yeah, you can still get there, but you're in control of
Yeah.
getting there. That's what it seems like, and it seems like it's. Whereas, like, I think the car would go. So it was fun.
Yeah.
And the car was going. It was fun to watch a car go that fast.
Yes.
Because you never see someone try to break the land speed record.
Yes.
But now it seems like the car is still going as fast, but like the bolts are tight. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're in control of the speed.
Yeah, because I think the Wellbutrin is keeping me from doubting myself.
Right.
It's like it doesn't have the guy in there.
Yeah.
What I thought was Larry was like, oh, that's a little bit of depression.
Right.
That's the guy
Yeah.
downing you. That's the self doubt. And it's like, no, own the shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it feels a little bit. Also, I'm not really high. This is 2 weeks in a row
That's
and I'm
true.
high.
That's true.
So is that a
Yeah.
thing?
I think
It
it
could be
might
those.
be.
It might be.
You're weirdly, and don't take this as, and I know you work so
I
hard at
will.
this, but you're listening, you're like more present.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe that voice of doubt is not in your head being like, there's probably less noise. Is there less noise in your head? I think there's a better.
Yeah.
It's not noise.
Okay.
I mean, the way I argue it is, I'm not when I'm high. Yes, there's way too much noise.
Yeah.
And I'm just barely holding on to listening to any of you guys. And I just thought that was fun to just like, hey guys, here's what's going on in my mouth.
Totally.
Yeah.
it's fun.
No,
Out.
and also a blast.
Yeah.
And
Not
I
complaining.
welcome it back at any moment.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. But there's no wet blanket right now. It feels. It just felt like I was carrying around this fucking wet blanket, and that has. It's been 2 weeks, maybe a week, 2 weeks on the Wellbutrin.
A couple weeks. Yeah.
And yes, it's 2 weeks. Yeah, because I had 2 week things, and I do feel I didn't realize what was. It's so funny looking back. Sorry to get this.
No.
I didn't see the signs.
Yeah.
I didn't see the signs because she said you might have depression, and I went, "What are you talking about?"
Talking about I'm happy.
And now I look back.
You're my friend. How could you say this? You're my friend. You're my
We've been on
doctor
the phone
friend.
for 2 hours.
yeah,
Now you drop this bomb on me.
We were talking about the Knicks.
I would cry for anything. Like I thought that was just the emotionalness of having a kid, which it could be. I've been listening to the National exclusively for 3 months straight.
I think that's pretty much how you diagnose depression.
Yeah, I think, I think she's 100% right.
Scrolling on, like, couldn't stop, couldn't get off the phone. The scrolling.
Yeah.
Masturbating through the window. It's like clearly just trying to get dopamine.
Wait.
You're phrasing.
Yeah. Right. Not physically through a window.
Oh no.
Like through the roof.
No, looking out the window, but not through the window. I masturbate
Staring
to
at
the
someone
world.
out a window.
Yeah.
Hey,
But-
man, it was Halloween.
You know,
And I didn't have time for decorations.
you know, some people have signs on their lawn that says, "You get cross this premise, you might be shot." I have a similar sign,
Yeah.
but I might just jerk
you might
off
get
to you.
shot.
So it is. It's weird. It's like I'd say it's like a 10 to 20% difference. 10% difference, but it's making a it's good. It feels good. It's crazy. I didn't fucking know. It's like when I put glasses on. It's like I couldn't see.
Right.
Yeah, that's always a big one. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is it.
Totally.
This is what it's like. The first time I took a sleep aid, I have like insomnia, and I was like, oh, this is sleep.
Yep.
It was amazing.
Right.
Yeah. It's like as soon as I put these puppies on,
You're like,
crystal clear vision.
Yeah. Well,
Laser eyes.
they are prescription. That's
It's a nice bookend for the whole thing. That's
Yeah,
how we
there we
started.
go.
I
Yeah,
think
there we
that's
go.
good.
Oh, check out our Patreon.
Oh yeah, let's make an earnest plea.
yeah.
Who wants to do it?
Please.
Uh,
You do it.
yes, please.
No, Dan.
No, you're out.
We're doing an earnest plea.
Thanks, Dan Perlman, for coming to the episode. But check him out on Who Cares. If you Google his name, if you Google Ugly Dan, I'm sure something will come up.
That does.
We're back. Sorry, no, Dan Perlman. He's got a YouTube video coming out, or it's out that I've been cut from.
Check
It wasn't sent to me.
Check. We're gonna have a collab. We're gonna have a collab, and you're gonna see Greg pose as a retired Michael Bublé impersonator.
I wouldn't say pose. That's an insult to the craft. Fully become. Engulfs. Immerse. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Check out our Patreon. We have a full episode, half episode. I don't know. We have episodes that we put twice a month.
2 bonus episodes a month that are a half hour each, for $7.
Yeah, I think
Also-
that's a pretty good deal.
It's
is
a
a good
very
deal.
good deal. Also, if you want to do an ad on this
Yeah,
podcast,
let's plug the
Yes.
ads because those are
More
fun.
importantly,
And I
yeah.
was really sad we didn't have any today.
we do, but the guy didn't pay Anthony. I was like, well, you got to pay Anthony. He sent me
Pay
an
the
ad.
piper
I went,
there, Rudo.
Pay him next week.
Yeah.
So you don't get
Zeke.
you don't get the ad till you pay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we need the
up.
money up front.
Yeah. Green speaks. So you do an ad. You send one of us, Anthony, $20, and we will do an ad for anything you want.
Yeah, we'll say whatever you want us to say.
Yep.
If you have a beef with someone, we'll say it.
Yep.
And for $100,
Oh, yeah.
you
this
can
new
be
tier.
a guest on the podcast for 20 minutes via Zoom or in person. But in person's weird because we may have to pull them out. They'll try to
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah, and
Zoom.
100 is 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes
That was,
you can be on the
this
podcast.
was
10
a
minutes is
rate.
great.
It was an arbitrary rate somebody made up, but that sounded right
Yeah,
to me.
no, they offered it.
$100, 10 minutes. You're a guest on the podcast.
You're right. Come on with your ideas. Say your things.
Yeah.
Grievances, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
All right, plugs.
All right.
that's it.
Plugs. You got plugs?
No.
I have my video doorbell is going
No.
off. How do you answer that? Anthony and I will be in February.
Oh yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah,
Where are
February
you gonna be?
14th. We're going to be
We're
at the-
doing Vermont Comedy Club
Oh.
together in February 13th through the 15th. So
that's
spend your
so fun.
Valentine's Day with us.
Damn,
That'll be great.
That'll be
Yeah.
fun. Should we
Also-
go?
Yeah.
Great.
Come.
Yeah.
why
Yeah,
not?
we'll all go skiing.
Wow, that'd be so
Convinced
fun.
there's easy skiing around there, but
Yeah.
I don't
it's
know.
I
Burlington.
think so. Burlington is skiing.
That's what I figure. Vermont is always
Yeah.
like you're
You could-
always close to skiing,
But you
You're
don't
always
need
close to a
you don't
mountain.
need hills. You could ski on Main Street.
That's right.
Right?
Yep. That's that Perlman ingenuity
Yeah.
that's got him so far in this world.
Yeah. All right, let's
We're
wrap
also-
it up. Greg's on his phone.
No, I'm checking my dates.
Yeah.
Soul Joel with Anthony in Royersford, Pennsylvania on February 28th. That'll be a fun one.
Oh yeah, we're doing a whole. Greg and
gonna
I
be
are
at the
doing a
dentist
whole
that day.
thing.
Yeah, that's great. And then
You'll
the
be at the
Comedy
dentist.
Dojo March
No.
7th. Anthony
Yeah.
and I
All right.
are together. Just doing. We just do friend shows now.
That's awesome.
great.
Yeah,
Kinda-
it's really
I like that we've got a couple friend shows lined up.
Yeah,
it's
that's
nice.
good.
Yeah.
That'll be so fun.
And then I'll be in St. Louis February 6th through the 9th. Super Bowl weekend, whenever that is.
Oh, that's a great
everyone.
time to do comedy.
I do it every year. It's become a running joke with the club that I've gotten myself into, and it's I don't know why I did this to me.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I go Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah.
That's my weekend.
It's fun when
and now it's the 4th year in a row.
work being
sucks.
bad becomes a bit.
Yeah,
You got to play the Super Bowl and just commentate over it.
Oh, that's a good call.
that's what people love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Missouri, where the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl every year.
Yes.
It's really been great.
Missouri Chiefs?
No.
Kansas City, but Kansas City is in Missouri. St. Louis is in
You
Missouri.
can tell me that Kansas City is in Missouri.
And
Which
Kansas.
would allude to me that Missouri is a state, which is, I'm learning something every day.
Oh my goodness.
Missouri?
Didn't they ask you, have you ever been to Missouri? And you said no while you were in St. Louis?
I'm
Yes.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure that happened,
You've
Alex.
been to Missouri.
This was the story.
Yes, you said it on the podcast.
Oh, I always forget about Missouri being a state.
It's up there.
Every time you travel there.
Every
Yeah.
time he has to name him with a gun to his head.
Yeah. St. Louis. is in, yeah.
right.
Where's Okemo?
Where's what?
Okemo.
I think that's just a sound.
That might be. That might just be a sound. Yeah, go
doing
with
a
Perlman
gig
on
in
this one.
Okemo.
Thanks so much for watching and
thank
listening.
you.
Love you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Patreon.com/welcome to Talktown.
Nice.